Hello, engineering students. In this video lesson, you're going to learn about additive and subtractive solid modeling, and we are going to be creating, creating this technical drawing for this 1-3 problem 1-3. You're going to go on a journey where you take all of the isometric multi-view drawings that you have completed in the past and turn them into 3D models and technical drawings. So let me do a little bit of explanation of what that means. So follow along. This is not working the way I wanted to. I want to swap. There we go. So solid modeling is a type of 3D CAD process that represents the volume of an object, not just its lines and its surfaces. So here we have an example of a solid model. A solid model will show an object's surfaces and provides information on surface area, volume, and weight. A wireframe model does not give the viewer an idea of the surface appearance, nor does it provide information regarding mass properties. Wireframes are not solid models. In CAD, or computer-aided drafting, models are the result of additive or subtractive processes. So what does that mean? So here I'm going to show you a few methods. So in method 1, we have this object, and we build that object first, and then we add the object to it. So we can create this object by starting with a simple form, and then take another simple form and add on to it. For method number 2, it's just an alternate way to break up the part. Both ways are valid. So instead of drawing this part first, we'll draw the bottom part and then extend up. Method 3 is where we would basically break the whole thing into just cubes or blocks or similar objects and just stack everything together. Sort of like what you'll end up doing with the puzzle cube project. We're going to actually skip this part so I can talk about subtractive methods. So the additive method is where you add on to a solid object. In subtractive, that's where we take an object and cut parts out of it. So for example, in the real world, if you were making something out of wood, you would probably cut that wood using a table saw or other means. So this method could be represented by milling or drilling holes, turning. Turning means like on a lathe. If you don't know what a lathe is, look that up. Grinding using a grinding machine and other manufacturing processes. So for example, for subtractive, we start off with a block and then we cut chunk out of it, cut another chunk out of it, and then we're left with our final representation of that object. Another way to do the same thing is, well, this is just going to keep going on here, actually, I'm sorry. So this object, then we take another cube out of it from this section, and then it becomes that object. So what I hope to do now is actually teach you how to do that with problem 1-3. So on your desktop, you should have Autodesk Inventor 2024. Go ahead and open that up. And let me go to home. So yours should look like mine, very similar. Let me just open this up. I'm gonna have this on my other screen. So once that's open, in the top left, you're gonna click on that little drop down menu and you're gonna click Parts. Once you're in this space, this is your workspace. You have your browser on the left. You have your ribbon tools in the top. You have your view cube right over here. And you have your home button. You have your undo button. And a bunch of other options that we're going to walk through together. So in order to start making 3D objects, we're going to hover over where it says Start a 2D Sketch and click on that. And you're going to see the XY plane, the YZ plane, and the XZ plane pop up. What we're going to do is we're going to hover over and it says XY plane. You're going to click on that. The world should spin around and your view cube should say front, just like that. So what we're going to do then is click on rectangle and move our mouse to the origin here, and it should snap. Click, and then move your mouse to the top right. And notice this, if I press tab on my keyboard, go ahead and press tab on your keyboard and you'll see it highlights those text boxes where we could put information in. So the length, that's in the left-right direction. We're going to type 2, the number 2, and then tab, and the up, down, the height, that's going to be 1.25. And then press enter. Now, if you're like my screen, you don't really see anything happening. Go ahead and move over to the view cube here and click front, and it should zoom out and put your object in the center. Go ahead and click finish sketch, and then move your mouse to the view cube area, and a little house should pop up. Click on that little house, and then you're going to see your sketch in a isometric view. Now we're going to actually make that a solid block. So click extrude in the top left here. And we want that distance A to be 1 inch. So it'll automatically or default to that. Click OK. Click your home button here. And just take a moment to process what you just did. You just turned a rectangle into a solid block. Now, what we want to do is we're going to use the subtractive method. We're going to cut out this area. So hover over this face, just move your mouse over that, and right click, new sketch. Click on the rectangle tool again. Find the top right corner here and click, and move your mouse down to the left. And the left-right direction, the length, that's going to be 1.5. Press tab on your keyboard, and the up-down length, that's going to be 0.75. Press enter. Should look just like that. Click finish sketch. Click extrude. And this time, you're going to click on this button that says through all. And it will automatically select the cut button here, and then click OK. And now let me bring the drawing back. See what we did? We're starting to cut away from that object in order to create it. Now we're going to go ahead and click on this surface here. So right click, new sketch. Okay, click on the rectangle tool. Click on the line there, and then this is going to be, the length is going to be 1, and the height is going to be 0.5. And now we need to actually click on a new tool that we haven't tried just yet. We're going to click dimension. Click on this line and click on the top line, and move your mouse to the right and click one time, and you're going to type 0.25 and press enter. And then again, finish sketch. Click extrude. Click through all. This time it didn't do it, so go ahead and click cut. And it should cut out that rectangular space, and click OK. And then again, let's look. This is where we are. Now we just got to cut out that notch in the corner there. And what we're going to do is, again, we're going to move over to that surface, and we're going to right click, select new sketch. And this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to click on the line tool. And you're going to hover over the line here. And what I don't want you to do is snap it to that green dot. That is the midpoint. We don't want that for this one. Okay, so once you've clicked on that line, it will stay stuck there. And then move your mouse to this line and let it snap to it. And again, avoid snapping to the midpoint there because I want to show you something. And then click, and then tap escape on the keyboard. then click Dimension, click on this edge, and then click on the point there, and then click again, and then type in 0.5. Okay. Zoom out a little bit, use your mouse wheel, or click on right if you selected the correct view. This is exactly, it should be exactly the same way. Now click on Dimension, click on the point, this point right here, and then click on the bottom line, and then move to the left, and click and type 0.75. Okay, once you have those two dimensions, you can click Finish Sketch, and we're going to, of course, click Extrude, click Through All, and click Cut, and click OK. Then I click the Home. So now we have fully 3D modeled problem 1-3. Our next step is saving. And then in another video, you're going to learn how to make the technical drawing, the actual, this drawing that I've been showing, where you have part information and your name and title. But for this video lesson, you're just learning how to make the 3D model. So your next step then is you can press Control S on your keyboard, or you can go to File, Save As, and you're going to drop down this menu here, and you're going to want to go to Documents. Now, this should be the very first time you make a 3D model in Autodesk Inventor. So what you're going to do is you're going to hover over to where it says create a new folder. So click on new folder, and you're going to type technical drafting. And you're going to press enter, and you're going to press enter again so that it says save in technical drafting. And for a file name, that's going to be problem, you're going to type problem 1-3, and then you're going to put your initials. So my initials are EJC. Okay, I want you to put your initials, and notice the file type. It says Autodesk Inventor.ipt. Once that's like that, click save. And then in order to get credit for this assignment, you're going to go to File, Export, and you're going to export it as a PDF. So click PDF, and you're going to stay inside of your technical drafting folder, and you're going to notice the file type is PDF. You're going to click Save, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So let me go into my files and open that up. It's going to just look like this. It's just going to look like the part floating in 3D space. So that's the file you'll actually use to upload on the assignment. Okay. Once you have completed this assignment, problem 1-3, you're going to move on to the next assignment, which should be problem 1-4.